some script which
now,
you had.
and then now it's working. I
to
tried.
list out all the
Also, you didn't send me
Sir,
green
this
boy.
one.
There was no green boy.
I think
Yeah,
USB zero is not there. It's AC.
Red boy is
Chase
working.
it.
Yeah, red boy is
No,
working.
it's not AC.
ACM0 is there, yeah. TY
But
ACM0.
ACM0 and ACM1
Yeah,
should be
sure.
encoder and propeller. They are ordinals.
Okay.
This should be always USB.
Okay.
But it's not there. Why not?
അതും കൊണ്ടുപോകണം.
സിമുലേറ്റർ ചെയ്തില്ലേ? അത് കാണിച്ചിട്ടേ.
അത് മാറ്റി. ഇപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ കാച്ചൊന്ന് ചോദിക്കാൻ നോക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അതെങ്കിലും ചോദിച്ചാൽ അതെങ്കിലും പോയിന്റ് കിട്ടും. കാരണം സിമുലേറ്റർ US നേവിയിൽ നമ്മൾ മാത്രമേ ആയിട്ടുള്ളൂ.
അവരത് ചെയ്തു.
അവന്മാർ US നേവർ തകർത്തുണ്ട്.
Another USB cable.
Hello. Am I audible?
May not be able to use the power.
So for today's session, we will only look at some objective type questions similar to the assignment.
There was one USB cable here. Minus C to C.
And we'll first look, since last week we were not able to cover questions for week 2 content. We'll first go through, maybe we'll first go through the week 3 content itself, and then we'll come back to the week 2 questions. Okay. So I'll share a PDF link, and which will have the questions, and I'll also share it to the tablet here, and one by one we'll go through those and the answers for those. If you have any doubts, we will clarify. So I have shared the link. Can someone check and let me know if the link, the questions are visible?
Any luck?
Yes, yes.
So
The matters, yeah.
So that's the cable one.
The cable is the problem.
So now we'll try to in input file you have to change the topics, right?
Correct. Who is changing? You are changing? Or you are changing?
That's
No, sir, here.
It will be on inside SRC.
Sir, it's outside.
Is it the one that we took? I made the machine.
Okay, so we'll go through the questions one by one and discuss.
Top could be given for each sensor type. Yeah, instead of Makara 00 UWB, you give the actual topic name.
So we don't need to run the simulator.
And you can put your answers in the chat box, and if there is any discrepancy in the answers, we will discuss those out.
Internet also should. Can do. Internet is lost.
Why?
Yeah, that exact Docker, because he created only for one, but simulator creates a different Docker name and GNC creates a different Docker name. That's okay. Just do
Okay.
Docker exec.
We exited from this.
Yeah, when you exit it will go.
They automatically exited somehow. I think that's why we are unable to access for.
Wait, we go at what?
Still now I am not.
Now I am doing it.
No, that has nothing. It should have nothing to do with Docker.
Yeah. Search it. Are you able to search? Ah, it came.
Yeah, I think it will help if you have GPUs with access to you with you, because when we do the PyTorch and TensorFlow examples, that will help.
Yeah, there. I'm in search.
If not, then you can just review through the videos,
Is able to get it?
but then you can then refer it
Yeah.
refer it later when you have access to GPU.
Now we have this.
Out from that.
I'll not go.
Come out of that. Yeah. Just understand why this is happening.
Yeah, no.
You're trying.
Yeah.
Okay, get in. Now you try getting. This is through hotspot mode.
No, Makara.
Makara, so VAT.
It shouldn't have. It didn't have this.
We have done this
Ah, no.
before.
Yeah. We don't. Now I am in search.
He got his stuck.
So can you reconnect the Ethernet port?
Ethernet port is fine.
Should we turn on and turn
We'll
off it
first
again?
discuss the first 4 questions.
Okay, I remove the
Yeah,
Ethernet
the
port.
first one answer is high bandwidth. The second one is
Okay, now.
B, traffic demand exceeding network capacity. The third one is actually B, and
IP config?
it's similar to the assignment question actually. So the fat tree and close network is the most commonly used one in HPC systems. And the fourth one is C, direct memory access without CPU.
Yeah. No. Other way. Here is the
You're both in now?
No, so I am in.
I am
Both of
He
you
is
are.
not.
I am not it.
Now both
Yeah,
of you
we'll
are.
discuss the answers. I
Ah.
turn my
You removed it.
camera,
Which
audio on,
Switch it off
speaker
to
on.
EAP.
Okay.
So the answer to the
Can you
first one
restart
is
lesson also?
C, high bandwidth.
We can do
Second
that.
is B,
Just plug it.
traffic demand exceeding network capacity.
EBB.
Third one is B, fat tree and close network, which is the most commonly used network in this topology in this HPC systems. And fourth one is C, direct memory access without CPU intervention.
Light will come. Green light.
In the corner.
The corner. Right corner.
Is there any other way to get hands-on in building AI models in this course if I don't have NVIDIA GPU? One alternative way you can work around with GPUs will be using Colab or Kaggle. So these systems provide limited access to GPU, but I think at least if you want to just run some of these basic codes, you can still work around it. So Colab and Kaggle would be some of the options that you can work. I hope that answers the question. So Colab, by Colab I mean the Google Colab. And mostly in the next session on PyTorch, I will have some interactive session using Google Colab.
We need Owens immediately.
Okay.
Both of you are able to go in?
Yeah.
He's gone. He can't go.
He's stuck.
What the hell has happened?
Just did it change anything?
Last week we were.
Yesterday it was working, man.
So we
I have one.
USB 0.
We will move on to the next set
Something to do
of
with
questions.
Not USB 0.
Ethernet is
ETH 0.
yeah, it's 12. 25.
Do NVIP scan? What are we doing on the link? This one. Bring this to link.
Oh, it's 6,000.
65,000 range.
Oh.
Long keep going.
Yeah, but this is the 27.
27 is the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
But-
low, 8 milliseconds.
Okay, do one thing. You log out, you log in. Sudo netplan, not netplan.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi is it on? Wi-Fi is it on? I have config.
No. No.
WL0
No.
is off. How is it?
Now,
Yeah, pi is gone now.
We changed 5 because. So, is it has something to do with RDIMM?
No, something to do with that network switch.
No, till yesterday it was working fine.
Pi is still there.
you don't need switch now. You can actually put
Now we can actually put that
Which one?
EAPT.
EMP directly to it.
No, we can't.
We need internet also. That other router has to be
The
connected.
other router has to be connected through this network switch only.
Camera is there.
Camera is there. Tomorrow if LiDAR wants to come, we need to upgrade the switch and get more number of ports.
Like the problem was, there is something happened when we did Qualcomm build.
No, it says network. ROS.
This is a network issue, not a ROS issue. It's true. It's purely a network issue.
You are not going. You are not able to go.
Chat GPT, ask it and see.
Arvind said.
Ask Chat GPT and see. Let us see. SSH into Jetson Nano.
You are not
Multiple users are not able to SSH into Jetson Nano.
Till then, I will edit that DHCL.
Hmm.
It's in the.
What is the topic for UWB?
Is UWB run? I should run UWB, no?
Don't change the input file there.
Okay.
Make a copy of it.
Okay.
Okay? And say call it something else.
Sir, there also topic is Makana00/UWB.
Which one?
UWB.
Both are same.
So that will not work because you see that is looking for that topic.
No sir, in the original script itself.
That would have been something which I changed probably in order to remap the topic.
Here and there also some changes.
Correct, but we didn't remap your topic to be Makara 00, no? Then it will not work, no? See, class UWB needs a topic to be given so that it can read on that topic. Correct? Right now we have specified that as Makara 00 as default. But you can override it by not going with the default and giving some topic there. That topic should be whatever is the actual
We'll
topic which
discuss
is within
question
published one year.
5 to 8.
UWB, that is this only.
No,
Yeah,
that's
the-
That is the same.
So we don't
Answer
have
to
to-
5 is C,
That we don't
the
know. I
sharp
think that exercise
protocol.
maybe I have done last time.
And the sixth
This is the
one
problem.
is the InfiniBand switch.
I don't remember.
The seventh one is increasing the transmission amplitude. So the increasing the transmission amplitude doesn't really
So
help you in
UWB topic was mapped.
getting the
Then
distinction
ESC should have
between
been
or
running
the
fine.
problems that was mentioned in the lectures.
Tried it.
So
We didn't try it.
that
Because yesterday we had the port problem.
Okay.
of signals
Now the
not
problem
being able
is
to
resolved,
distinguish
so it
between
became
the
a
zeros and
problem.
ones.
So
So
if we change
that issue is
that's what-
not possible to resolve by just increasing the
So just
transmission
run the-
amplitude.
Yeah.
But
But now there
Now
is
it
the
will
other
not
options
run
can
because
help
nothing
us
is getting
in
published
those
on the
aspects.
topic. No fix.
no fix, but
And
how it will
when it
affect
comes to
on
8th
elementary?
question,
What will come in elementary?
the in
It will
multi-rail
do with
connections.
debt reckoning.
So the main
Okay.
It should
advantage
be
is that
Okay.
enhanced
When we
network
run that
reliability and
DXC
bandwidth.
file,
fine.
can we make sure
So-
that this is taking input?
5C, 6C,
Somehow.
What is taken?
7 D, and
taking
8
IMU,
B.
SVG as well as UWB. How can we make sure it's happening?
You can set it up in the input file. You have to set it up
In
to
the
be
ninth
reading that
question.
topic.
Okay. One is already set.
Any answer, so we'll wait for some
UWB
time.
same topic. We don't have to change.
Hmm.
Only SVG have to change.
SVG alone you have to change.
Then you have to put SVG IMU data.
Slash IMU slash data.
That's the okay.
But don't make the file change in the file. Make a copy.
And from that,
Copy of the file, and in the input file change that file to be the reference.
okay.
So instead of makara00.yaml, create something called makara_hwd.yaml. Copy of makara00.
Okay.
Change in that makara hardware.yaml the sensor topics.
Okay.
And instead of passing makara00.yaml as the agent in input file, we'll pass makara hardware as the input file.
Okay.
You got my point?
Got it.
No. You still have no students? Really does. Good. Looks like the professors are doing too good a job. He doesn't have work. Not many doubts. We are very lagging later. Not today. Okay.
The math sessions is done. So
It should work then. It's not commented.
one more thing is the math startup. Here math startups, this controls maximum number of concurrent connections.
Yes, that's the one.
But
It's not there. You can put it. Here it's like startups. It's commented out.
then
Commented out.
oh, these are
These are all commented out.
so then nothing is there in this.
Yeah, there's nothing in the file. Now we can include. Okay.
That's why.
Ibrahim logged in?
Yeah.
I will log out.
Now it's like the army fellows talking. I am done over, sir. That's how you should follow.
Question
I am
8
only
answer
logged
is
out.
B only. It's not
You are in.
having a multi-rail connection
And
It's
my
only
subject
going to
is-
help in the network bandwidth.
I am-
It's not going to reduce the power consumption. wait for some 5 minutes before we discuss 9 to 12.
We'll exit the so then match session also is coming, right?
Yes, you make that also 10. No, it's 10, 30, 100. You can ask it what does my startup do. The switching is causing the problem, no? If we connect that to the MAVLab, then that problem is gone. No, we couldn't do that. No, if we connect that router, HRTCS,
Directly to the switch. Then that won't be nothing.
huh?
That's not download.
What won't work? Jackson will get internet.
Yeah. Get internet and we both can access.
Through EAP, it's not happening. That's all. So EAP fellow is the problem.
Most likely.
There is a question. Okay. How to build a TensorFlow container from NVIDIA MTC and connect it? I don't know.
We gave the most one for printing.
No, so not as what about
The thing is, if your system doesn't have NVIDIA GPU,
that it's
then the
finish
container that you have
Initial number,
then after that
pulled
it
from the
takes a
TensorFlow,
threshold.
that might not work.
30%.
Yeah, but with limited range data right there.
Are you getting any error?
It's all right.
So the encoder topics are all the same, no? Slash makara dot the underscore is the encoders.
I don't have a clue. I think it's called slash absolute encoder. No,
Yeah.
but that will get remapped from ROS one container, no?
That is in ROS one container. Then WebSocket has to come. Then here it will be different topic.
Yeah, but what topic is it coming here? I think it's makara 00 slash encoder. That's not a
So I
problem.
changed IMU slash IMU data.
You made a copy of the
Yeah, copy hardware.
Ah.
So it will delete. Then IMU data.
underscore 00 is not required, no? Just underscore HW.
I hope that answers
This
your
is my
question, Jay.
laptop
Or
actually.
if you have any other
No,
more
this
question, you
needs
can.
to be
I
that lab.
actually I'm not able to go and say.
To pull that specific container, you might need to have
Here I
GPU on
changed
your
the
system.
IMU data, and here he is saying
It displays that I don't have proper drivers. Exactly. Yeah.
the only
Encoders are
So
also the
if
same.
your
Yeah.
own system doesn't have CUDA drivers
Yes.
installed,
Yes, that's right.
then that container won't work on your system.
that will
In case you want to use GPUs, I think the only other
Sure.
way for you would be to use
Should
Google
and
Colab.
Actually running are two different things.
So maybe at the end of this set of questions, I will show how you can use Google Colab. Is that a
machine learning course? Machine learning course. Machine learning course.
This last one.
That is over?
That I was there.
That course is over. So now what do you need?
Yeah, after the end of these questions, I will go through the collab part.
Right.
Do we get more simple scripts? I mean, yeah, if you have access to GPU and CUDA, you can try out some
So,
You can try
tutorials on
getting-
YouTube itself, maybe. But I'm not sure you will get to do that specifically in the content of the course. I will look into it and let you know.
Tell me yes.
yeah,
Mistake.
now I am set. So again,
But you are able to log in the.
It's a problem between the two laptops.
might be. There's a chance. Doing like mine and his laptop. Or there's a thing. My IP address and IP address.
What is the IP address?
Of this?
That is the conflict.
Yeah, this is the conflict. Now
Yeah.
about it. Oh, they're getting better there.
No, you're not getting better at anything.
Of this laptop,
Yeah.
I see answer for question 9 and 10. So, yeah, the cable
It doesn't have a conflict.
9's answer is D
Password.
and 10th answer is C, continuous
This
debugging.
is not there. Yeah. Both in 15.
9,
Because I cannot see any
9 is D
something with this or
and
something I cannot see.
10 is C.
No, you didn't copy. You have to connect to MATLAB and then download.
We'll go further.
I noted when he did the
From question
math
11 to 14.
configuration, he also put that's in SOP.
So everybody put
Everyone.
Then
I
you have to give
no
MATLAB
need to change. Agar.
I don't have an IP.
No, it will come.
I will change mine to something.
Go to your settings. Go into that Wi-Fi.
Now I change. Now I change mine.
IP.
No, he's already in.
He's automatic.
This IP is in MATLAB.
Oh, in MATLAB. No, that was what we wanted to see. Wi-Fi settings. 15. So both of you are on the same IP and fighting with each other. So if he gets in, you can't get in.
Yes.
He changed something.
No, I changed.
To what?
You?
17.
You also change. Okay, you be on 17.
No, it's not getting updated.
It will take time.
Yeah.
So concurrent session was not the problem. You both having the same IP was.
How it can be both recoveries and all that?
No, you are trying to
You are
use an IP. Manually
manually-
giving an IP, no?
Okay, that's all.
So you're saying I am 15, he's also saying I am also 15. So when that fellow says, okay, 15 get in, suddenly another 15 comes in, who are you?
Did it change? It's not reflecting at all. I don't know.
Try doing SSH and see.
No, when I do IP scan, mine is just showing
And you can't focus on
change something IP
No, are you connected to Makara?
Yeah.
This one is changed.
Mine changed.
me change
This
my
one.
Saurav's
Mine.
is changed.
Then good.
Now
Mine-
both of you do SSH.
Mine's a bit changed, but it's not reflecting.
Do SSH.
Yeah.
Logged in?
Are you inside, Namesh? Yes. So now I will ready for that thing. Is UWB sorted?
Yes, UWB is sorted. Who are these fellows doing?
Did they call you?
Yesterday.
We
Tell
called
me,
you.
tell me. Tell me the truth.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
answer to the 11th is B, RTMA, and answer to the 12th is A, Dragonfly.
3.5.
Out of 8 teams, 2 teams.
13
Two teams did it.
Only 2 teams.
Which are the two?
Last year, the 4th
is
position.
C,
Fourth position.
high bandwidth and low
Second
latency,
position and then
which is
first
essentially what
position.
First position didn't come.
all the
this time, I don't know.
Okay.
topology
Second position
architectures
was
are
the
actually
second.
trying to
Second
achieve.
team was first position.
Last
And
one.
They
14
There
is not
many 30 teams are there. The
C,
same guys are
it's
there.
B,
Same people are there. But 2 to 3 target teams are there.
low latency networking for distributed applications.
We were third, 4th in US.
So I'll just brief over the answers for 11, 12, 13 and 14th. So 11 is B, 12 is
They
A,
have augmented their game.
13
So out of 8
is
teams, 2
C,
teams had simulation.
14 is B.
And 8 teams. US and Navy.
At the end of the session, I will share the
We clearly has an edge.
link to the questions with the answers.
USA Navy.
US and Navy.
That's the name of the team.
Yeah, University of Southern Norway.
Oh.
Southern Norway. And they are like very old people. PhD. Post of people.
Unfair advantage.
Literally. That guy doesn't even have a he literally looks like some old everyone. Big guys. Last time they were good people to get this. But they came fourth.
Last time like they were really working.
We're really working. Really working.
This time they have come prepared. Consistency beats it. That's the problem. So our fellows sensor is still jumping.
Sensor one problem they had, and they are telling there some electronics also some problem has in the RF interference something happened. So first stage most likely gone, but the jury asked them to show the simulator because morning they were not able to show the simulator the rush. So jury asked them, so that's why he called me now. We had some problem with it. Base for a simulator they should get at least 5 months.
That's the prognosis.
Next 3 years if they perform well, they have at least top 3 because other teams were not, other teams all other than using area and both team same, all teams are and we have one advanced simulation GAP. Other than that, that's it.
Don't tell me based on your simulator alone we will win a third prize in combined.
No way. That is no way. But if they perform well,
Nobody else was able to do memory also.
that's what he was saying. Only 2 teams did so far.
This time we should have done memory. I don't know why they didn't take you by everything. I really don't know. I mean, it's lying here for God's sake doing nothing. How come in the packing time they didn't think that what was last year should work this year also?
And they have to do with everything, Mavros, everything.
It's already there.
Something like roast also.
Mavros was
See, like these guys didn't want to talk to you guys. I don't know why. Tell me honestly, as much as you guys pestered him, did these guys pester you?
Not that much.
There lies the problem.
This time sometimes I went to them and told you do this. I went with Lake to do simulator. I helped them. They didn't ask.
So it is not their interest, it is your interest which is doing it.
They had some.
Okay, we are in.
Yes, sir.
Everything set. Run the GNC. Get the hardware part and start the GNC. And open the. You can also run the ROS to Bodon message.
Post to order.
That will create the JavaScript thing to show us the track.
That okay, I will have to try to put my thing.
These motors are switched on or switched off?
IML/data. ഇത് ഉറപ്പല്ലേ /makara_00/qw confirm.
So not the Airtel no.
IML data. directory will be in the other,
Yeah.
other.
Okay,
Is it ours?
this one or?
This is cool.
This core one. Correct.
What happened to the batteries for
Okay.
Kurma?
Yeah.
I
Could
don't
be
see any
charging
answers,
board.
but maybe we'll quickly discuss the answers for
Here says
19.
Just two.
The first is the 6D torus, and this was discussed in the
the hardware file
video
is
lecture.
done.
Which
Now I
calculation
should,
of the oversubscription is one of the problems, which is not a desired characteristics. What is the purpose of using Reynolds modulation schemes? Like so,
Okay. Now
using
the problem is
these
don't
modulation
wait.
schemes, the main purpose is actually to increase the data transmission rate.
This one we can't switch off the motors.
And what role does the interconnect switch play?
No, we have to go
So
on for
the interconnect switch allows for
So just rather we can
packets to be routed between different nodes, which is the option B.
Breaking a class. I'll put it in our
And
flow. You run it.
if we can, okay, that was we cannot open. Can we just
So
the
the
water board?
use of RDMA is that it provides a direct memory access without going through the CPU, and
Okay, no, you-
that
by
thereby
here,
reducing the latency in the
publish
network.
motor, you'll
So
have
just
only
to
render
summarize,
it.
for 15 answer is A, 16B,
It is
17A,
there are two conflicting topics.
18B,
And fine, we
19B.
we just check whether it's coming.
To now encoder will not give back anything.
okay.
Reading zero. No? Okay, test it after his class. His class is still running. 8. 6. Oh. Ending out. Mark, what else we can do? He can think. No, he can concentrate on his class.
Okay. Now actually test.
No, we can't text unless until the encoders are running.
No, now it's just the topics.
I've shared the answers to the questions. Can someone go through it and let me know if the answers are, if the PDF is accessible?
Only take pointless no, otherwise if it doesn't work, you'll be fixing that debugging to make it work first.
Okay, so now topics are fixed. Now how can I ensure that the odometer file is running?
Odometry,
File is running.
lost to odom.sh.
That I have run.
You want to run the odometry visualization,
No, now we have to do the waypoint right.
so GNC you have to run.
That's it.
That's it.
That is in ROS 2.
Rosu underscore
ROS 2 Docker file is
GNC.sh.
already running. It's running. So I have to just do exit. Can I go to ROS 2
Okay,
No, really we need to
these
do-
questions
we can
are done.
directly run a separate dot slash
Okay, these questions are done.
GNC.sh.
We'll quickly go over the collab part.
I have to go inside Docker.
As
Yeah, that command will
Jay
open a
requested
Docker
here.
container.
Just run that sets.
That shell script will open a Docker container. No?
I think Jay, are you able to, I mean, are you right now using any system through which you can share your screen?
Oh, that will be different. Why do you need this?
So that I can have multiple Docker containers. Simulator different container. This one different container.
So we can actually
So right now if you run it,
get you to do the process.
yeah, that was intentional.
Yeah, is it possible for you to share your
It was
screen?
intentional. Because you should be able to run GNC without the
So yeah,
simulator.
okay. Then you can share your screen, and I'll just tell you
It is inside
how
Docker
you can
container.
access the collab.
The shell script will start a Docker container.
You,
inside
you
it
just
will
need
run
a
GNC.
Google account.
So we don't need to run ROS 2 exit. So I am missing now.
You're inside SSH.
I am running
Okay.
GNC.
I have stopped sharing. You can share your screen,
Is it
and
showing any
I'll just point you to how you can use collab notebooks.
It is showing.
Yeah, it is on
It is showing 800 as the proposal and it is showing. Yeah, so in another terminal, run ROS2
topic
underscore godown.sh dot slash.
open
It's running, but
For that one, you need to like go into ROS and Docker also, right?
yeah
no, ROS and Docker is not publishing. That is why it's not getting any values.
yes.
It's good, no?
So for that I have to separately the roast to docker
Which one?
for roast on docker
Yeah. So you're not running, that is good. Don't run now.
okay
If you run, it will take zero values and publish zero values and the encoder will have trouble. Right now encoder values are not coming in.
okay
Correct?
okay
So it is presuming on
Okay,
the basis
yeah,
of
able
whatever
to see
we
your
are
screen.
providing only, it is the
So
model is presuming that the RPM is
yeah, you can
800.
okay
If you
Kaggle
feed
is also
zero
another
value
way,
now,
but
it will be confused.
if you want to
I was
go
supposed
through
to
the
make 800
Google
RPM,
Colab way.
how am I at zero?
Just go to your Google Drive.
So don't do that.
okay
Let it run. But now the problem is it is not even taking any of your sensor data.
yeah that should be as a
But that should have been done now.
because I already changed the input file
But then the heading should not be changed.
WebSocket connection to DNC
And yeah, in the new, go to more, and you have to that Google Collaborate exactly.
Okay, that's all right. So we'll never be able to show any because it will keep on pushing. It's okay, don't worry about it. Forget about it. Run dot slash ros2 godown.sh in another. Okay.
So now that you have access to the Collab notebook,
web
what you
page.
can do is go to the at the top you can see the connect, right? At the top, hello, I'm audible. Yeah. So now that you have access to the, the Collab notebook is open, you can go to the top near the connect, and click on the arrow mark beside it, and it will ask you for which type of a runtime you want. So you can click on the change runtime type exactly, and yeah, these are the options that it provides. So you can try different GPUs as well as TPUs. For example, you have selected Tesla for GPU, so you can actually to see the commands like the as shown in the lecture. So if in the code block, the space where start coding or generate is written, there you can put an exclamation mark and type NVIDIA -SMI, small, all small. No space, no space.
It's not connected. No,
Now it will clear. Stop this one.
Yeah, SMI. Enter. And you can do Control Enter to run the cell, or you can click that arrow mark beside the cell. Yeah. So this is the specs of the GPU that you have access to right now. So you have access to this Tesla 4 GPU, and you can see the same content. So the let's say the amount of GPU usage and the memory that you are currently using. So this GPU that you have access to is somewhere in the cloud. Like is the access is provided through Google.
Did we override
Okay.
the SVG
And
SVG
okay,
package?
yeah.
We build it.
So this way you can access GPUs,
Did we change the file
and
for the source?
you can in fact so different GPUs will have different capabilities. So for example, this one is having 15 GB, the actual GPU.
No.
You can check memory usage. Under that there are 0 MIB out of 15360 MIB. So
This error
That way you can come to know.
Did we change anything?
How
We
can
never
I-
think this will be fun.
Control C,
Full.
Control C, Control C twice. Now going to.
Okay, you don't need to pull a TensorFlow container in this scenario because you can actually, the TensorFlow will be already installed in the system. So in fact, you can just, instead of that NVIDIA command, you can just type import TensorFlow as TF. You can remove the NVIDIA command and just type import. Yeah,
Yeah,
as TF, and you can run this cell. Control Enter.
This install in the beginning, CD download.
And it will take slight so right now the cell has successfully run, which means you have access to TensorFlow in this system, in this so this is very similar to the Jupyter notebook setup, and you have access to the TensorFlow library. How did you go to this GPU screen in the first place? So this screen is actually Google Colab screen, and maybe Jay, can you just go back and show how to access the Google Colab through your drive?
Here you do call command.
Remove this install build.
Yeah, you can close the notebook.
Okay, remove the install and build. RM minus RF build and install.
So in the drive, you just have to go to more, and if this Google Collaborate option is not available, you can go to connect more apps, and there you can search for Google Collaboratory and install it.
The SPK package here, I have changed something in the code.
And yeah, this untitled 0.ipynb will be the
If you
yeah. So once you have opened the file,
Source.
yeah. So there near the connect option at the top, there will be an arrow one, which will ask you for change runtime type, and there are CPU options and GPU options, and there is even a TPU option. So you can choose one of them, and you can access the GPU setup. So for next week's session, I will mostly use this collab
SPG package.
session, and
source files.
you can
One place there was a mistake.
Yeah.
And I don't know that.
yeah you can
So
delete
instead
the
of that, I
sessions if
changed
they
that
are
and
asking for you to connect to a limited number of them. So ideally it doesn't ask for if you are connected to a CPU session, it won't ask for such things, but GPU sessions it will. So yeah, so to check the in GPU you have access to, you can run this command NVIDIA SMI, and you can see the specs of the GPU that you have access to, and even the CUDA version that is currently installed on that server.
One directly behind it. Outside.
Okay.
But how did
Yeah.
it come inside and
Hmm?
outside?
I'm wondering how did you even build it? There is
Yeah,
no source
I mean,
file at all.
you will get access to the
So it's still source
the driver setup, but I'm not sure how, if it will be possible to how much extent they will allow to code. So that I'm not aware of.
I need to get going, but you guys can continue. Okay, with this.
Okay, if anyone has any other questions, you can go ahead.
After
How to
this
check?
class is over,
How to
connect the motors.
My question is the waypoints, the parameter will be correct. The IMU and the
It should
yeah.
fail.
So this
Because you remap
this
the
notebook
motor.
that you are currently seeing,
Correct?
that is also
The
a
IMU
type
will
of
not show
Jupyter
the
notebook
GPU
only.
reading.
It's very similar to
IMU
the
will be in
actual Jupyter
Rather
notebooks.
than struggle. And you should
Okay.
see it should not track the path. That's what should happen. Okay.
Is Kaggle also similar? Yes, Kaggle also provides some features. It's very much similar to the. You have access to sessions like this, and you can run those codes. Yeah. So on the GPU system, you can run the GPU codes. Yes.
To parallel only.
Yes. From the next week onwards, the content you can try to run most of it on these Colab notebooks itself.
Done. It'll take time.
And the next session mostly I will conduct a demo,
Then
and
you run, but it
I'll show how to run
encoded data.
maybe some simple code,
Otherwise it's not getting encoded data.
and also share that code in the
Simply asking zeros.
to the chat. So you will have access to the same Colab notebook, which you can make a copy of in your own drive, and you can run that.
Which it will give you as zero, which is a problem. So right now what you can do is you can run it
So
without
do I
running the
need-
raw data. So which means you're publishing data.
No.
but you're
Right now,
getting back
for
the encoded
running
data back.
this, you don't need Docker.
It'll basically tetragon on it.
You don't need Docker setups here.
Right now the one is still warning. Clocks.
Yeah. So Docker is just a. I mean, it's a tool when you want to use some servers. Like, I mean, if many people are going to use the same server, and you want to also run your own code without affecting the original server by like downloading some new libraries and so on. It's just a tool to allow you to separate your codes from anyone else's code. So in Colab you actually have that facility by default. So that thing is not required in Colab. If you actually want to just study Docker on its own, but there is one option which I covered in the last week's session, which was about through code spaces. I gave a simple demo of how you could create a Docker container, and maybe if possible I will go through that itself for next few minutes. And is that okay? But the thing is, in GitHub code spaces you have access to CPU systems, don't have access to GPU. That will be that is not accessible in the free version. Is that okay?
Do the desktop again. To go inside Docker. Exec Docker.
When you import console as TF, does it run on TPU? Or did I misunderstand
You do
how it
everything
works?
in Docker.
No, unless your the runtime that you have selected is TPU, it won't run on TPU. Only if the runtime you selected is TPU, then the code runs through the TPU architecture. And most of the thing is most commonly the way it's you can stop sharing your screen, Jay. Thank you for the then for TensorFlow should we select TPU? No, you don't need to select TPU for TensorFlow. You can select the GPU absent itself and run the code.
Immediate is the no. So previously we did not run the SVG command. So SVG was not giving our data. So nothing was giving
Okay,
data. It was only working purely
In
on
that case,
TensorFlow.
so if you want to just try out Docker in general, I mean, there is one option which is called GitHub code spaces. I will quickly show you some demo and you can follow along with me. And but the thing is, in GitHub code spaces you don't have access to GPU the way you had in Google Cloud.
This should be at the right time.
So, but if you just want to start learning how to use Docker, you can use that without having any installations on your own systems. Okay. So just give me a minute.
Info.
So you can go to this on Chrome. You can just search GitHub code spaces, and you will see this screen. Okay, and you need a GitHub account firstly for this.
Show topic herbs.
Okay. Can I get just know how many people are actually following along with this? So depending on that, I will change the speed of the session.
Nothing is coming.
Actually, it does not.
That is your clock time from
Is anyone else following along with the session, or should I just give the demo quickly and
Okay, you guys take over. I will come back.
okay, go ahead. Okay.
Today, why not tomorrow?
You can keep joining, but please share the record. Yeah, the recording will be shared. Yes.
Yes.
You will have the. I mean, this lecture will be uploaded to YouTube, and
So then
the recording will be made available, and you can go through the thing on your own at your own pace. So to access this GitHub code spaces, you just need to have a GitHub account. Yeah, the previous live session link is already available in the NPTEL, right? So I think my screen is visible. When you go to NPTEL, at the bottom you will see this problem solving session option, and there will be a link to the problem solving sessions Excel sheet, and if you click on this, you will see that the YouTube links to the previous 2 weeks sessions, and this was the content which I presented last week. Okay. Okay. Okay, I guess this was not clear where to access the. Okay, sure. I hope that helps now. So I'll just quickly. I see a raised hand. Is there any question? Okay. So I'll just quickly show the demo, but you can look at the more detailed steps in the last week's session. So the idea is that you can just go through this get started for free, and you can create a blank, start with a blank template. For this demo, we'll go through a blank template.
Oh, neat SS.
And once you click on this option, I'll just reload this page. You should see something like this. So the way GitHub Codespace is giving you access to these systems is also through Docker containers. So right now, whatever you are going to see from this point onwards is also inside a Docker container.
I need to reset my router
Okay.
also. Oh, it's coming, come.
So you can just check this system. So after loading, the page will look something like this. And the system that you are seeing here is already having access to Docker. So you can check Docker images. So right now this doesn't have any Docker images installed in. So maybe you can
Come after that.
just check
We'll do that thing.
Python Jupyter.
Pick this must have some 10 times the over.
So you can pull some data science, let's say notebook from Docker container, Docker Hub, and here you will see the pull command. So Docker pull some this image you need to first pull. So you can do that here. Okay. So it will pull the notebook, the image in layers, as you must have seen in the week's content, last week's content, I think. Yeah. Once the pull is almost complete,
I can also access and blockchain. I noticed you are they're giving me also why should
and this is a very heavy image.
keep doing bro, after 1 month I need to pay that money. What do you say? He's saying I have multiple cards. So I think that's it.
If you have any doubt with what you are seeing here, you can ask till the time it finishes the download. So now the image has been pulled, so you can just test the way that it has been downloaded. So you can test it with this command docker images, and it will list out the image that you have just now pulled. So the name of the image was Jupyter Data Science Notebook, and that is what you pulled from the Docker Hub, right? Docker pull Jupyter Data Science Notebook. And so to create a container out of this image, you can use docker run. So since I guess this is a Jupyter notebook, we need to do port mapping. So you can do that with this command. So -p here refers to port, and you have to map a port from your local system to the port inside the container, and you can also do volume mapping, so which would mean a particular location in the and I'm not sure what volume it will map to, so we'll leave that part for now. And then you have to specify the name of the image, which is Jupyter and data. Okay, and let's see if this works. Okay, so as you saw, like when we ran this command, it pointed us to run the Jupyter notebook, and we can run it in browser. So here it will show this screen. It will ask for a password or token, and the token here is actually this big string that you are seeing, and you can copy paste that string over here, and you should have access to the collab inside the Jupyter notebooks inside the document. Okay, so here you can test. So I clicked on this Python kernel, and you can maybe test if some libraries are available. I'm not sure what all libraries will be pre-installed in this. Maybe we can check here. We can actually check which libraries they have pre-installed in this container. Okay, maybe in the documentation, or we can just test what all libraries we can see. Matplotlib. Yeah, so Matplotlib is installed. You can check NumPy. Yeah, NumPy is also installed. Maybe SciPy also must be available. Yeah, SciPy is also available. So, most of these are very common machine learning libraries. You can check Pandas. I'm not sure if that is available. Okay, that is also available. Maybe Seaborn. Which is a common library for visualizations. So you can use this way also you can get access to Jupyter notebooks and run some basic codes, but the GitHub Codespaces doesn't give you access to GPU setups. So in fact, the way you can actually check the specifications of this system that you have access to, it's a very simple setup. You can see here if it is visible on the screen. It will say 2-core 8GB RAM system. So it's only a CPU system with just 8GB RAM and just 2 cores. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. I actually covered in somewhat detail in the last week session about the Docker setup and in general how you create containers, how you can in fact build your own new Docker containers or Docker images, how you can build new Docker images based on your own requirements. Okay, but so these kind of tools allow us to use like, without having any installations on our own systems. On the cloud you can work with these setups. If anyone has any doubts, please feel free to ask. We have created container. Do we need to delete the container manually or will it? Okay, good question. Yeah, so once you have created the container for at least GitHub code spaces, the container doesn't get destroyed automatically. Make sure to, after the end of your use case, make sure to go to this screen, and if it's not showing up, you can reload the page and you will see some name here, and you will see created from GitHub code spaces blank. At the end of it you will see these 3 dots and it will ask you what you want to do with the container, so you can click on delete to delete this container. And code spaces allows you to access systems for a bit 2 core containers, 2 core systems. It gives you access for about 60 hours per month for free, and every 2, let's say if you want 4 cores, it will go by half the time, so you will get access for 30 hours. If you want 8 cores, that will be 15 hours and so on. So that is their model, and if you want more, you have to do payment. But for learning about Docker and just testing things out, you can go with the free version itself. When you have to work with bigger systems later, you can work on those, but for learning purpose, this is a good setup. You can run basic ML codes which will work on CPUs alone, but the GPU codes are not. It won't be possible to run GPU codes since code spaces doesn't provide GPU access. Okay. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to ask. Or I will conclude the session in some time. If nobody has any questions, we'll conclude the session in 5 minutes. Okay, I'll wait for 5 minutes and then we can conclude the session. Okay, we have one question. Let's say I wanted to run different codes within Docker. Do I need to create separate container for each code? No. In general, it's you can imagine the Docker setup as a system in itself. So if the codes that you are working with, they are interconnected, you don't need to create another Docker container to run the same run the codes. But there might be some applications in which you might want to separate the containers out. Let's say you want in one of the codes you want the application to run with different set of libraries and compared to the other. In that case, you can have two separate containers with the different set of libraries installed, and you can have communication between them. And there is something called Docker Compose, which allows you to launch multiple containers at the same time. So yeah, that is another option you can work with. Okay, so in case we don't have any more questions, we'll wrap up the session for today. Okay. Yeah, thank you for attending the session.
Where did you call in this? You class or something?
class with in my
Okay.
class was the direct sales.
I'll conclude this.